to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Come on, everybody, put your hands up.
Jazzy Joe Entertainment presents
India Mixmasters. Jazzy Joe meets top Indian DJ. Here we go.
Check it out. Check it out. Check it out.
Hi everyone, welcome to this new web series and episode of Jazzy Joe Meets India's Mixmasters, the web series where I talk to the leading top DJs in India. In every episode, we feature one top leading Indian DJ and we ask him a few questions about his career, his life and his views about music and clubs in India. I hope you will all enjoy my humble efforts in talking to India's Mixmasters. This time, I'm talking with another one of India's unique and popular disc jockeys. Dear friends, I'm happy and proud to present one of India's greatest mixmasters, the Lord of the Underground, and my dear friend, Prince Philip. Born and brought up in New Delhi and with a career spanning over 30 years, Prince Philip always took the path less trodden and experimented with the strains of house music which were filtering in the early 90s. Playing dub versions of tracks and laying a cappellas over them was a regular feature of his sets, which became about as a total surprise to the punters those days. By the mid-90s, he pioneered the progressive house music scene in India, which became a rage in the later years. As resident at various clubs along with gigs in other venues, he always brought in his inimitable style and such underground sounds, which resulted with him being given the title the Lord of the Underground. Never one to jump on the bandwagon because a particular genre or sound was popular, he always charted a course which was in sync with his belief and understanding, which has earned him a lot of respect from his peers and punters. Progressive dark tech is usually what people describe of his sets, which only translates to music in his words. Right guys, now here we are with one of my favorite mixmasters that our country has, someone you don't see too much because he likes to be with his music, he likes to be with his passion. He's not very, very extravagant, like me, colorful and clothes and, all this. But he is someone I respect immensely for his music, for his knowledge of sound. Actually, in Delhi, all of us, all Delhi DJs, we bow down to him when it comes to sound. When we want to know a song, know the best song, know the sound in a club, we have to ask him how the sound is and what it is. He's the expert when it comes to Delhi boys. And so, yes, I am in Delhi and I'm here to meet my great friend, India's great mixmaster, Prince Philip. Hi, Philip.
Hi, Jazzy.
How are you?
I'm very good and thank you for your kind words. And,
No.
And the respect is absolutely mutual, as you know. We go a long way back and we don't need that words anyway. So thank you so much once again.
No. They're all true words, Philip.
Like I said, you're too kind.
No, I'm not too kind, really. You over the years, you have this knack for sound and of course the music. Someone in the press called you the Lord of the Underground. I think that's a good moniker.
It was a good moniker, yeah, but
Yeah.
it was, I took it on a page value and I just left it there.
Tell me, Philip, what was your history? How did you begin? I think I know, but I want to hear it from you.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you know about it and let others also know, so my history lies with the F&B, with the hotels here.
Yeah.
And I was also fortunate enough to see one of our best from the country itself, the man Sunny started working.
Oh, yes.
And with him, along with him, under him,
Yes.
and getting a break through him to a different place. That's how it started in the 90s.
And you were in the F&B service.
Yes, F&B service.
Yeah.
And
Even I started.
Yeah, exactly.
Even I did F&B service.
And we used to have chats, after work or something like that. So there was a connect about the music and everything.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would suggest, okay, this could be played or something like that.
Yeah.
And then he said, what do you think about it?
Yeah.
So music was always a part of our lives, at home also listening to music all the time.
Yeah.
And a lot of that influence rubbed off from my mom's side because she was an excellent musician and a singer as well.
Oh, okay.
She knew how to play the violin, the mouth organ and everything. So
Oh my God.
every evening this used to be...
This I didn't know. This I didn't.
Like I said, so this, I'm not much to, talk about things. So
Yeah.
I just let it pass. So people who know me very closely in a way, when we had this conversation, that has come about.
Yeah.
And I had too learned guitar at an early age. But then, because of my sporting activities, that kind of went to the back seat. And then
Okay.
But this is how it started. So basically, under Sunny in Gungru,
Yeah.
and then getting my first break, going into CJs in 1990.
Yeah. What a place to start his career with, right at the top. And then you went to CJ's.
CJs, yeah. So when I was in Gungru, let me just connect that way.
Yeah.
So under Sunny, I was under training, but I was not officially assistant DJ at that time.
Okay.
Sunny was the soul in charge of the music, the whole concept, whatever went in Gungru, he was in
Okay.
charge. And I used to get stints to play sometimes in between.
Okay.
So, but the basics of the understanding, the fundamentals of the equipment as well as what we need to do.
Yeah.
So that came about in that place.
Okay.
And then later a break came about when CJ's was opening.
Yeah.
And then he actually asked me, what do you think you want to shift over? Because I had already done a stint of probably 1.5 years plus in my F&B training here.
Okay.
And then I kind of had a talk with him and we decided, and that's where I went and joined a different place. So that was way back in 1990. Yeah. So CJ's was my first official residency, if you may call it. Yeah.
Yes. You have not only done it, but you've done it at such a level where, I personally know of at least 8-9 DJs who are 100% inspired by you. They see you as a mentor. And, that reminds me of an incident. I don't know if you remember. There was a song by MC Hammer, You Can Touch This. And you had the record of that track, which you smashed. So can you share that story?
Yeah, if I can put it across without sounding, crude or, angry or something about it. But
Yeah.
first of all, again, it's much high praise. You cannot compare me to any other artist around the world. But thank you so much. And so are we inspired by what you have done throughout your lifetime and your careers. First of all, let's put that out there and finish it off. Now, regarding this incident, okay, since you have done some kind of work behind, you heard about it and you worked on it.
Yeah.
So I'll just tell you. So basically it was, people, like I was explaining earlier how music changed for me, what I needed to do. Once something became popular, people were asking for it again and again and again and again all the time. And it was not just one person. You play for one, the second guy will come, the second person, the third girl will come. Something of that sort went on.
Yeah.
And obviously we didn't have the influx of music. So you had to play particular tracks or track for a much longer period of time than what you're doing it now.
Yeah.
So in this case, this gentleman used to love this song, You Can Touch This. Everyone loved it. We had I think probably 2-3 copies of the same record, just like that. And it was such a big hit around the world.
Yeah.
Now, day in and day out, that same song. And one night, from one to the second request to third request, later it started going to the third part of it. So
Oh.
one day while I was playing, and this whole thing came, and it was a packed dance floor, and we had already played the song, I think probably once or twice. It was late, I think probably 1:32 in the morning. And he came and then he was drunk and he was threatening me. So I said, okay, let me take this whole thing out of the equation. I just broke the record in front of him just to dissuade him.
My God.
And he was
Broke
so,
means-
Yeah, I just broke it. I just broke it in half. I said, and now I can't do this, anything. It is broken now. He just looked at me, abused me a little more, but he went off after that. So later, in hindsight, when I think about it, I don't think it was the right thing to do. No one should do all that. But it was so frustrating. It was so, when you are trying to do best for the people who are all over there, and they all have come to watch or to be part of a congregation enjoying that particular night.
Yeah.
And you are kind of helping them along in that process. And here's someone, trying to break that thing again and again.
Yeah.
You can't do that to anyone. Can you go to any other profile or any other profession and trouble people like this? You can't.
Yeah.
Just because you have the thing that you can give a request, it kind of became a demand.
Yeah.
So request, in a way, everyone can understand. But the moment it becomes repetitive and then you say you have to do it now,
Yeah.
that is where it just, frustrates the artist or the DJ or the performer. It could be any field.
Yeah.
And then they kind of lose the rhythm and it spoils their whole evening.
Yeah,
the whole
because
set.
that particular track had a very high BPM.
Yes.
It was not something that you could insert everywhere.
Yes, I think if I'm not mistaken, probably 130 to 134, something like that.
Exactly. Exactly. So it was a unique track with a unique sound. I don't think it was something that you could just put anywhere. You could insert anywhere.
Yeah.
So now you heard it from him. He has been breaking records, literally.
On his own head as well.
Literally, he has been breaking records. And Philip, I also know that you have a wonderful vinyl collection. In fact, when I started collecting vinyl, I remember this track, Sexomatic, by the Bar Case.
Yes.
Yes. And we spoke about that.
Yes.
And
Nice.
you said you might have a double, and that kind of inspired me to look around for it. So even my collection started with a spark from you. You were instrumental in that also. And I know that you have an awesome collection of vinyl. So could you show us some of your records? Maybe?
Yeah, sure things. There's some of them which are right here and with me here.
Okay.
They started, but these are all of the present and they're like the electronic era.
Okay.
So this is one of my really big ones here.
Okay.
So this is a vinyl version of the Global Underground series GU22 by Dave Seaman.
Okay. And it's autographed.
Yeah, I managed to get his autograph as well. So he was kind enough to do that.
My God.
We were there in Goa for a gig and he managed to do this. He did this for me. And this is another one which I have, which is John Digweed. This is also a triple album. So 3 different albums here. And this I got his autograph, I think it's 2019.
My God, it's again signed.
Yeah, this one again. So I have a few.
Now you're making me jealous, Philip.
There's nothing to jealous. I know about you and your collection, so this is nothing there. I've just got a few. And this is one of my very big ones, to play on the dance floor here. This is Voices, Casey Flight and the Funky Junction. This is a bit tribalish. It's called Chanting in the Dark.
Okay.
By Junior Records. And this is the amazing producer called Junkie XL. This is 0 to 9. And just one more here to just round it off. This is Who Tunes, another label
Who
which is
Tunes.
so big.
What a great label.
Yes, and this one is Trans-Sitters, The Roaches. This is part 2 of 2 discs.
Yeah.
So they're basically four singles in there.
Yeah.
So these are just a few lying here, so which I can share with you.
Wow, amazing. What great tracks.
Thank you. And you also have the same. I know that you also have a massive collection. And let's not talk about autographs anywhere close to you. You are the king of that.
No, not really. And what great times. I mean, these tunes remind me of such great music. So much has changed, Philip. What do you feel? You've been there for more than 30 years now, more than 3 decades. And you've seen it very closely. You've seen clubs change. You've seen the crowd change. You've seen the music change. What do you feel about it? Has it been nice? Has it been different? Has it been not so nice? What do you feel about it?
See, Jazzy, change will happen. We can't stop anything about it. No one can stop that. Now, good for the bad, it will probably change. The perspective will change from me to a person who is in his 20s or his 10s or even 30s, whatever it is.
Yeah.
For me, what has become the thing is that music is available much, much, much more easily now. Yeah. And one doesn't have to work much hard to actually get to somewhere, listen to something. Okay.
Very true.
So that is a pro and a con. Pro in a way because you can access it. Con in a way because you're not valuing it enough. When you got one track or some kind of music or 10 records with great difficulty, you cherished them, you understood the whole thing now. Now each and every day there are thousands and thousands of songs coming and they're dropping on different portals, different streaming devices.
Yeah.
And people are just downloading it. Now downloading, when you pay and download, you always have to respect the artist. You have to pay for the music. That is my philosophy. Obviously it is not going to be followed. But that is beside the point.
And there's so much music, there's much more than you can even count.
Now when you get it, at least get a good version of it. A good bit rate of it. A lot of people are playing such poor bit rate. Yeah. Even a good sound system is not able to reproduce. Now what is affecting is that sound which is so good, the track which is so good, it is not sounding good just because the source is not good. And so I think, first of all, DJs or, they have to respect the artists. They have, as much as you can, you should buy the music. Because finally you are playing music for a commercial gain as well. So why not the person who's producing the music is bringing it out? Why can't he, have the commercial gain as well? And then to have a good perspective of how to, understand the track and do justice to it, the way you bring out on your set or the event you are doing.
Yeah.
And continuing it going further and keeping focus on the right things.
Yeah.
Okay, not just because of the thing that you are part of the entertainment industry and let it just flow. No, just being on the part, it is the right thing to go. And take care of your equipment, which is very, very necessary. Should treat, if it's your own computer, you take care of it. If you go to a club, the mixer belongs to the club, doesn't mean that you don't take care of that. You have to take care of that as well, because finally that is going to reproduce what you are putting in there. So that is very important.
Very true. And what about the future for Prince Philip? Is it going to be sound installations? Is it going to be something with music? What is left? You've done so much. You've achieved so much so far. Is there anything left? Do you think there is something you should try?
Yeah,
you should learn.
Yeah, there's lots to do. One should not, ever think that everything is done. I am always updating myself with whether it's music, like I was talking about the Insomnia track also. I'm always listening to tracks, talking to friends. Whenever there is a gig where I feel comfortable that I can attend, even before all this, pandemic started, I was always there and stand in a corner or somewhere, listen to what is happening. That has been always my forte, to do that.
Very true.
And with the sound thing also, I got interested into this at a very, very early stage. And people were not even thinking about it,
Yes.
And I used to literally get into the speaker, sit with the technician, open it and see everything inside and work with it.
Yeah.
So now also I'm updating myself with the newer technologies which are coming in, including to do with anything with AV, audio and visual.
Yeah.
And doing that, I also forayed into lasers. I could program a laser, run a laser, do shows. That also I did.
Yeah.
With music, I'm always there. So even if I'm sitting down with my friends, this is a chat where we can't have the background thing.
Yeah.
But if we sit down at a bar or something, if there is no music, there is nothing happening for me.
Very
It has
true.
to be there. Otherwise, the evening is not done.
Very
I can't
true.
just sit and just, gossip away. The music has to be part of that evening, whether it's a bar or a
Very
nightclub
true.
or something like that.
Very
So
true.
music is always going to be there whenever there is a good chance, when things improve, and I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
Then definitely I would like to get back to the decks, whether it's not a big event or something, but still some friends around to get on with it.
Yeah.
And with my present vocation, which basically I'm a consultant and I do audio consultancy, we do system design
Yeah.
and integration. I'm always be part of this because I love this whole synergy between our industry and this. It's all synced together.
It's all
linked
together.
together.
Yes.
So I'm always there. If I do a good bar, then I go. There's a night event happening. I hear a new band. I hear a new DJ. So that is always very interesting for me. So till the time I can't move. This is going to be there. That is for sure. Maybe I'll sit on a chair and still do it. That is the way I look at it. Because without music, there's nothing. There's nothing. Music is the thing which we
Very
have.
true.
Like music saved our
Music
life.
is the answer.
Music is the answer. Let me just stop. I had it in my console.
Yes.
Big.
That's why I
Music is the
said it.
answer, yes.
I remember.
Absolutely. So, like you said, music is the answer. And obviously, then there was this one, Jamie Myerson, Rescue Me.
Oh, you got the CD?
Yeah, this is the single there. And it had, I think, 7 or 6 versions of this.
Okay.
So this was also one of my all-time favorites. If I can go back and if someone is doing a classic house night or a progressive house night, this is something I would, if you are there, I'll definitely come and cover you. Then obviously there were, tracks which had come from artists with the early Uthindi was there.
Yes,
always.
yes. Treaty.
Yes. Treaty, Under the Water,
Under the
featuring
Water.
Water. This was such a big one.
Yeah.
Then obviously there were a lot of compilations as well I bought. I was very big on Global Underground.
Okay.
So it had main artists like John Digweed was there. Then I had Northern Exposure, which was another one. Then Communicate was a special CD which Sasha and Digweed did together. So that also was very good. And obviously the Renaissance series. This was so big.
Renaissance.
There were so many different artists. So these were my go-to, these were like, things which you couldn't hear here in neither in a radio stations or any kind of way.
Yeah.
So we would, get onto this and, listen to what sounds we'll be playing, and then you wanted to order something of that.
Yeah.
And then with the same, you found a label, like I really loved Who Tunes, Plastic
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So the moment you get onto one label, you understand, then you can go to the website and see what all are there. And then you can bring it in. So these were the kind of things, the encyclopedia, or it did, in a way, into the electronic house Bible, which was there, to follow the path and to understand and get. Because the exposure was not here at all.
Yeah.
And none of the gigs were happening. And now the gigs are happening all over the place. That time there was no one who had heard of these things as well.
Very
So
true.
these were very, very important in my growth into this kind of music. Definitely.
Yeah. And what about festivals? What do you think about the festivals that have propped up around the world, Ibiza and other places? Do you think they are good for the music, bringing it to more people? Or do you think it's more of a commercial thing to do?
Now this is a double-edged sword, so catch-22 situation. So earlier, the same guys, the same artists, same producers or same DJs were playing in smaller clubs, underground music, and obviously the gate and then obviously the commercialization had to happen. It had to come overground.
Okay.
So when, promoters or any other brand which saw that, okay, there is a lot of potential rather than the DJ playing only to say 600 people, how about we get 6,000? So how do we recreate that? So from there on started. Now so it's exploded. Now there are 50,000, 60,000 people in festivals, and they're not one stage. There are multiple stages.
Multiple stages, multiple days.
Multiple days, as well. And even here, if you remember, I used to have a moniker and the label called Exodus. And which we did a lot of events, So right from the flyer to who was going to play with you, what kind of music to be played, we all did that together. So this was also a direct influence as well as result of what was going on there as well. So now, like you asked, obviously the music has absolutely burst open, and a lot of artists who you could never have heard have also come to the scene because of this festivals and the promotion which has taken place. But along with that, I can always have a little bit of, kind of not a grudge, but a thing to mention that it has become a little too commercialized for some time.
Okay.
So the whole art of understanding a person in a 300 or a 600 arena, then it gets a bit lost when you're amongst so many thousands and you're not close enough to see or interact there.
Okay.
So obviously the other things are there. There's so many attractions. The bar is here. The lighting is there. Fireworks is going on. So that adds on to the charm, definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you for this privilege. Okay, you're so kind with your words, and the same thing. I know all our peers, sitting around with me, or other times when we have met together, they all love you. They respect you. And they have always loved the inevitable style, the way you did things. And it's been an inspiration for all of us. And your eagerness to talk to people and get things out, like you got the thing out about the breaking on the vinyl, which I've never. And I'm not and that I'm not a person who actually.
No, I mean,
I hardly ever do press.
I love that. I love that story because the name of the song is "You Can't Touch This." So you broke it and you said you can't touch this.
And that it's been so nice talking, because as that whenever there was an event people used to cover, they would like me to pose or say something. I used to always say, not now. Let me finish my job and work my set or whatever it is. Then we can do this later. And that I used to come across rude to people because I said that. Instead of standing there and doing something like that. So this has been so fantastic. We are at ease. We know each other, and to actually bring out the things which are really inside and the passion we have. And once again, I congratulate you for your endeavor. You already did one thing more earlier, which we also shared there. And this also all the success and happiness for you.
Thank you so much.
Very the best.
Thank you so much. But I would like to ask you one last question, one last thing. That is for the younger lot. For those who are coming into the industry. Because look, I know Google is there, everything is there, but you have spent more than 30 years in this. That's a lifetime. So if you could give them some advice to the younger ones, like me.
No, God. Younger, yes, but not junior. Younger, yes, definitely.
So if you could give them some advice, what would it be?
I think the youngsters are smart enough, they can figure it out. But if you are there, straight true to your craft and be passionate about what you're doing. Because passion and true to your craft will lead to the heights you can't even imagine. If you are just in there for the glamour of it, then I don't have much to say. As you know, I have been always a very low-key person, hardly talk about it. But if you have anything to do and you know that you have to attain this, you have to work hard at it and be true to it. Nothing more to it. You got everything today. You have all the information, all the facilities at your fingertips. Everyone, from the child to the oldest. You can search, you can find and everything. And this day and era, you will have to work a little more harder probably, because similarly there are thousands and millions of people doing that.
Very true.
So to stand out, you have to be cut above the rest. And for that, the passion and true to being craft, whatever craft you're doing. It could be even, woodwork, whatever it is. If you're passionate and true to your craft, nothing like it. Absolutely brilliant.
Wonderful. What a great message. I second that. Nothing works like passion. If you are passionate about anything in your life, you can achieve anything. That's how all of us have done it. And it's a wonderful message, Philip. And I'm so happy and proud when I saw you the first time all those years ago, more than 3 decades ago, I never imagined that I would one day have the pleasure of sitting with you and chatting with you like this.
No, thank you,
You
sir.
know?
Thank you, Jazzy. So much. The pleasure is all mine. And we know each other such a long time, across paths so many times, sat together, discussed music amongst lots of things which we can't discuss here. So so that's all. So this is absolutely fantastic. And I'm glad that finally, I actually been able to do this with you.
Yes.
So thank you once again.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Wish you
much.
the very best for all the series and all the future endeavors of yours.
And now we come to the end of this episode featuring Indian Mixmaster Prince Philip and his insights into his life and his love for music. Do join us in the next episode, which will once again feature another Mixmaster who has been rocking India. I hope all of you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please subscribe to the channel and like and share this video so that others can also enjoy these great Mixmasters. You can also send any questions, suggestions or feedback to the email jazzyvinyl@yahoo.com. For all music lovers and DJs watching, enjoy and get inspired. Till next week, have fun and join the Mixmasters once again, who will rock you forevermore.
India Mixmaster Jazzy Joe Mix Top Indian DJ. Here we go.
Check it out. Check it out. Check it out.